G'day, welcome to Artstudio. Thanks for joining us for another episode, and we're going to get straight into it. We're going to go around our palette. So we'll just start off here with our titanium white, which I've already put a little bit on our painting, of course, on our canvas in our light areas. Now we've also got some cerulean blue, which I've just tinted with some white. I've got some yellow ochre, which I've tinted as well. I've got some Volution violet, we've tinted that with a bit of white. A little bit of orange, we mixed up some burnt umber. We've got some Payne's grey, some dark, some black there. And also we've got our violet here. Now this is a dioxazine purple, and I've actually put a bit of white with that. Very strong colour, this, very strong here out of the tube. And I've got a little bit of black in there just to tint it as well. We've also mixed up a little bit of green here with some ultramarine and a bit of yellow medium. So we're going to get straight into it and put our knife down. A little bit of white on the brush from where we've just gone over the light areas there. You're probably going to be able to see that shine on the paint. And we're just going to pick up a little bit of our blue here. Now, I'm going to paint a little waterfall scene here, but a very easy, quick one, which is like great to practice. We can get our background colours as well. What I was trying to get at is the waterfall is way back in the distance, so we can have one way back in the distance. If we get time, we might even have one dribbling over some rocks in the foreground as well. So we've just got that colour in there, just mix it up, a little bit of white, even throw in a few clouds here I think in this one, so we can pick up a brush just to put in some clouds. Just an inch brush will do. And doesn't have to represent anything in particular, it's just get that little bit of white in there, like very misty sort of a falls this one. A little bit of that blue back in there as well. And with the same brush, pick up a little bit of light there too. So just mixing that up just to make it look a little bit cloudy. And we're going to go into our little bit of blue here and a little bit of violet. Just give us a background mountain or hillside of some description, just to give us that depth. Not too concerned about that. And we're going to go straight into some darker colours here with a 2-inch brush. And I'm going to pick up this. This is our violet dioxazine purple, and beautiful colour. We can get some darks in there as well, right down in below. Before we do that, we'll get the top bit happening first. Just give that a little pat down, so you just, that stippling effect. Now it's back off in the distance, so you're not going to see all those tree lines back in there and so distinct. So we need to pat that down just a little, make it look a little bit further away. So we've got a little bit of mist here. We'll leave that little bit of white. And that just gives us that effect. Maybe come up a little bit there. Still got that effect there of the of that little mountain in the background or hill or whatever it is. So just getting those colours in now. We'll pick up a little bit of our dark and straight into it. We haven't even cleaned the brush yet, so it's always a good idea to pick up those colours in order and take that right down there. Now give that a little bit of a pat here and there just to take that, just to mix those colours up a little bit actually. Move the darks around, move the lights around. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to pick up one of my inch brushes and I'm just going to spread that out a little bit, as you can see on our palette, and I'm just going to glide that brush straight in there, and we're just going to put a little bit of a pat down everywhere over here. So especially up on the top ridge of our painting, a little bit of this Volution violet in there. It's been tinted down, of course. Now it's starting to come alive. Look at this. Already starting to look like a bit of a painting. That there, do it just a little bit of it. A little bit. Just mix it up. If it doesn't look right, just make something out of it. What can happen? You can always just take it off if you're not happy with it, or a bit of a rattling happening here. It's not me, in case you're wondering. So we're just going to pat those down there, and if anything we can even put a little bit of a waterfall in here now. We'll get a little bit of dark back in here. We're not even going to take it up there, we're going to be coming out of the side of the hill just to do things a little bit different. Every time you do a waterfall, try and do it a little bit different. So we've got a little bit of dark in there, not much, just a little bit, just to give it that bit of a rocky look. And I'm going to put some water straight down there right now, so I can use my knife, and I'm just going to go straight across there like that, just a little bit more, As you can see, I'm laying that knife over to get that paint to come off. Now, all I have to do really is just bring that straight down. Now, this is where I like to use the fan brush. Great for this. So you grab yourself a little one, you've got more control, bigger waterfall, bigger brush. So all I'm going to do now is just gently bring that waterfall over and down, like she's actually disappearing. So down behind there. So this is going to be back in the distance, and to give us that effect of being back in the distance, now we need to go around that waterfall or even over it with this brush, just to get that, push it back into the painting. There we go. We've still got that little bit of dark under the waterfall there. Just a little bit of that coming across the falls, and in fact I can see just a little spot there where I want to just go above it. So I'll grab a smaller brush because I don't want to wipe out a waterfall now. So we're just going to, there we go. See what a difference that made? Just put that little bush back in there. Now we can just pat this down with this brush actually, because it gives us that bit smaller brush, gives it that distance. The bigger the brush, the bigger the hairs stick out, and that. So we can just pat that down just a little bit. That'll be all the better. There we go. And we just, look what we've done so far in such a short time. Great fun this, look at this, it's coming alive. We're just coming up to our first break. Before we do that, look, another little trick you can play with, say putting them in with a brush. You can even put in a few trunks of trees back in the distance there, just a little scratch with your knife, that's all you have to do. End of a paintbrush, whatever you like. So we just put those in, just coming up to our first break. Make sure you can see them. They stand out better against the, when you've got the darks there, like right here. So, going to come back very shortly, and we're going to continue on. Hope you can join us. We'll see you then.